just so that they can go back to the various communities and brag that Tubaba is still alive and use the name to intimidate the people in that surrounding. So I understand why they would want to do that, but I'm looking at the possibility. There is a live there is the gun battle, live bullets flying everywhere, and they were still able to carry the body of Tubaba. I don't know. Could it be that they presumed he wasn't dead at the time? Possible, very possible. But then again, I'm also looking at it from the point that if indeed this is Tubaba who has now fallen, I mean, I'm saying if indeed, because I have some skepticism, because proper identification, in my opinion, has not been done. But if indeed this is Tubaba who has fallen, then it's time for us to sing hallelujah. It's time for us to dance, and because on this show we talked about it a lot. We said the death of Gbakwang Bashim cannot be in vain. We said the perpetrator cannot walk freely when a very wonderful policeman, and I say this with all sincerity, a wonderful policeman had at the time been shot and killed and murdered gruesomely. I mean, when we look at our police force, every now and then we get to hear stories of one police officer who is currently being disciplined, or who was disciplined, for extortion, or one issue or the other. And we have this very fine officer who was first posted to Bori, did an awesome work there, moved to the Awuda region. Although it was the Awuda East region, Awuda West still felt his impact. Now, wonderful man, so to say. And if indeed this story is true, then it's time for us to indeed sing hallelujah to the memory of Gbakwang Bashim. But like I said, the police would have to do more than just identifying tattoos and go, like my colleague was just telling me not too long ago. Can't we do a DNA test? Now that the body is decomposed, how can we really ascertain? I don't know. I was not there, so I would possibly wait for my colleague to come in and tell me. He probably was there when they were doing the press conference. Was the face visible? Was the face still intact? Or do we have a mashed up face, and so we cannot really identify? If that is the case, have they done a DNA testing? I mean, two people can have a tattoo or tattoos that resemble each other. So, I mean, I'm looking at it from that angle, and I'm wondering what you're thinking about that. Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigerian for PH. We are live on YouTube, Nigerian for PH, and we are active on X, Nigerian for PH. Also, you can start sending in your WhatsApp messages to the number 0809 0306 Now, I have not said, because I understand how some of you reason sometimes, I have not said that this is not Tubaba. Also, I have not said that this is Tubaba. If you understand, right? I am saying if this is Tubaba, I was not there when the police did the press briefing, but I do have questions, and until those questions are probably answered, I might not be satisfied. So, like I said, how come they were able to drag the body into the deeper parts of the forest, into the deeper parts of the swampy area, with the police hot on their chase? So I'm wondering about all of those things. But my second big story, I don't know how you're going to react to this, but I'm going to beg you, I'm going to plead with you, to be constructive when you're reacting to this very big story. So early this morning, when the newspapers were being reeled out, by the various newspaper platforms, the story was very common among some of the newspapers, and President Tinubu coming out to say, "I am not reversing my economic policies." Now, I was on the morning crossfire for most of this week, and we had a conversation. You know what? You stay tuned. There is a commercial coming up, and after the commercial, you and I will continue, and I'll tell you about my time on Morning Crossfire and what I did talk about. Do stay tuned. Facebook, active on X, and for all platforms. It's the bottom of the hour. I think I should start opening the phone lines just about now. But first, let's quickly touch on the last big story. And the last big story is also an interesting story. It will interest you. Niger State residents hijack foodstuff. Borno residents threaten to join insurgency. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's supposed to be a serious issue. By the way, yesterday you must have heard that report. You must have heard that story from the chief of defense staff now, talking about the military not perpetrating a coup, and those calling for a coup will be charged to court. They will be arrested. They will chase after them. And that's for some of you who would call into the show, send me messages, and you're talking about military takeover now. That's for you, by the way. However, I'm wondering if those people in the places of authority actually understand what the people are going through. I wonder if they actually feeling the pulse of the people. Now, I'm not calling for a coup. I just mentioned that in passing. I'm actually saying that with the way things are going, a lot of people are going the illegal way just to survive. Look at Niger State. Look at Borno State residents saying, see, it's like insurgency is the way to go. It's like that's what is lucrative for the now. And so it takes me back to the second big story, and I'm wondering, should the president have a rethink? I don't know. I like not to put my opinion up here. I let the talking and the ideas and opinion sharing, I leave it for you, and I let you do all of that. And that's why it's a conversation, because if I do all the talking and if I try to impress my opinion on you, then it's not going to be a conversation for development, but it's going to be more like an opinion show, right? So I'm going to open the phone lines now, but before I do, maybe I should just read a part of the article as seen on one of the pages or one of the newspapers. Let's see. You can go on Daily Trust if you're using an Android enabled phone. If you're at a newspaper stand, you could also check this out. Youths hijack foodstuffs in Niger. Borno residents threatening to join insurgents. Now, the rising cost of living in the country assumed another dimension on Thursday with an attack on a truck carrying food items in Suleja area of Niger State. Now, this is just as hundreds of residents of Dikwa town in Borno State protested and raised serious concerns about hunger, threatening to join terrorists in the states. My goodness. This may just be spiraling out of control. I don't know, but what are your thoughts? 27 minutes now to the top of the hour. Time for me indeed to open the phone lines. Once again, remember you can drop your comments on Facebook, 92 point, or rather Nigerian for PH is the handle, and on X as well, Nigerian for PH is the handle, and YouTube as well. We're live, go there, stream, watch, and drop your comments as well. I like to hear from you. All right, let's see some of the comments on Facebook. And this one says, Wosu courage, Bobo Atiku can cry foul in the policies of APC because he is part of the people that brought APC to power. Simon H says, Bros, Natu Baba go down. It's 1000% him, okay? All right. This one says, this is from Olongwi Prince Osaro. The tattoo on his hands is not enough reason for us to accept the decomposed body as General Tubaba. Please remember the Boko Haram leader Shekarau. Ani Amagboruju Jr. says, is that the local government chairman only saw photos of the cops? I mean, you're asking, is it that the local government chairman only saw photos of the cops? So how did the police confirm killing him days ago but only discovered his cops after? How could the gang members run away with the cops amidst hot exchange of sporadic gunshots only for the cops to resurface days after in civilized climes? I was reading that message. I don't know where it skipped to, but it did skip. I don't know. I can find your message. Sometimes it happens like that, network, I guess. But this one says, your policies are affecting the economy. And that's from Tangod Ability at Twigby. But I'm going to go to the phone lines now. Let's get your thoughts. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. You could also use the numbers 0817 923 0007. I think I've seen Annie's message. I'm going to continue reading. You were saying in civilized climes, DNA samples and forensic evidence would be produced like when the CIA needed to prove that the captured person was Saddam Hussein. Interesting. All right. A lot of messages on WhatsApp, but I want to take some calls right now. I've got good news, and good news is calling from Port Harcourt. Good news. Welcome on the show. What is on your mind?
Good morning.
It's not morning. I've left the morning. I'm now at the afternoon, or I'm on the afternoon show. Welcome, good news. Let's talk, please.
Yeah. So the question you asked concerning Baba. When they made that announcement, quickly my mind ran to the death of Osama bin Laden when George Bush led government killed him. They did many things before they confirmed, even if they killed him and they confirmed. But they were DNA tests. They did tests of his salivary glands. They did some other tests, and all matched that it was Osama bin Laden.
All right.
Before the president now came up with and said, Osama bin Laden has been killed. Now, they come to Nigeria. They kill Shekarawu almost 10 times. Because they don't have facts. Now, they just say they killed Baba. Yes, it may be true that that person they assumed is him. But what makes it real and makes it confirmed and authentic is that by now they should have done an autopsy. One. Number two, do an DNA to know if really it is that same person. And it will be documented officially. If not, why will something happen? And they said they want to do posthumous test. When for the bureau to change issues. I think I have said before. Nigeria is clapping.
I mentioned that in passing. Not part of my conversation. I would have to let you go now. Good news. I've got Ida from Inkoro. Ida, good afternoon to you. Welcome. Yes, welcome, Ida.
The two Baba issue, Kalada. This one I was there in police headquarters.
Okay.
If somebody told me that is a lie, I would say I will tell the president it's true.
Okay.
Baba.
Okay.
I have the video. They allow us to snap him.
Okay.
I want to commend Nigerian police, particular commissioner of police. I want to commend him very, very well. He has tried. The tattoo, everything is there. The one is alive. What
about the body? What about Ida from
They should please repent.
Ida.
There's nothing in this life.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on. Give from Yanigua, welcome. What is on your mind? Please tell me.
Good afternoon, Aladdin.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, it is good to be critical. The way you're doing is not bad. That is your job. But I must tell you, it is very difficult for Nigerian police that I know to tell you that that person, that body they are talking about is not Baba. That is the last thing they will do.
Okay.
I know what I'm saying, yes.
Okay.
That is the last thing they will do. And people doubt this thing. Time without number. I am telling you, if you attack a particular camp, the boys are ready to go with their order. The head of that very movement, they will go with him. If you like, kill every other person. Even in his death, they prefer to go with him. So nobody should doubt. They said they exchanged gunshots, but they were able to carry the one that is the head. It happens everywhere. Outside from movie, these things are real.
Okay.
They prefer to go with him just to make that name that you never catch. Do you know the meaning of him bringing down a DPO, the head of a particular department of the police? That was what he did. That was why he decided to post it on net. Just to demoralize the other police officers. So the same mentality is with this other side. You look them as criminals, but these are the things that they usually do. It has been happening over and over. That is the truth.
All right.
But let me give kudos to the police first thing first. And let's talk about President Tinubu.
Yeah, quickly, please.
The matter that you raised. As far as I'm concerned, no, he said he's not going back. I agree with him.
Okay.
If you remember, this man was talking about, if not for the removal of subsidy, it would have been very difficult to even pay civil servants their salaries. Because everybody knew what was going on. I think they talked about either 90% or 98%. That was what they were using to pay debt, credit, that the other immediate past president, whether I call them transportation minister, people were just taking loans everywhere, ways and means and all the rest. But you all know now, everybody shouting, Bola Tinubu, Bola Tinubu. Think of where you're coming from first of all.
All right.
You all take this and come out from this.
All right, Gift, thank you. I've got to move on. I've got Zion from Jare waiting. Zion, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear.
To you.
Yeah, greetings to you, Zion. It's good to have you. Welcome.
President Tinubu, impact of the economic policies. And that is colloquial in nature. Is barbaric. No defense of human. And it should not be accepted in a democratic system like. And I think Mr. President is showing a path that is not in an economical factor, in any economical ground, place of being where it accepted. Your people are suffering and dying because you make a particular system are going to be public. Still insist that your own political law be ended.
All right. Zion, I would have to ask you to call back. The line keeps tripping off. Not hearing you clearly. Clinton from Bori, please. Welcome, Michelle. Welcome. What is on your mind? Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, on the issue, I have to comment on this. Okay. With maybe somebody just book justice. I think it's a good man.
Okay.
They did it first. And crime should be brought to stand. Everyone, because security is everybody's business. To ensure that we have some light on this good laws. Then finally, I will have to say something that they will stop. You know, going back to the policies. To be true that everyone in Nigeria now is seeing the harsh economic policies. Things are not going fine. But we have to be positive. He is positive as the president. They give us hope that things will be better. But let it not be that our sacrifices will be in vain. Because time flies.
All right.
Very soon now you like elections. And if things are not brought to normal, I don't think you have any chance of coming back as president of Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much, Clinton from Bori. Thank you very much for your time. Let's get back to Facebook. Read one or two more messages. Read some messages on WhatsApp as well, and then we'll come back to the phone line. The actor says, yes, I agree with you. I think there should be thorough investigation, autopsy, and all tests that are necessary. We're happy to hear that he's dead, but we need to be very sure because in Nigeria nothing is impossible. It's not enough to exhume a decomposed body to prove a point. We don't trust it, even the security agencies. Let's see. This one says, Simon, and that shows incompetence as a leader. When your plans fail, you quickly apply another. Policies are valid, inflation is high, but you're still saying no going back. But Simon, can we really say that these policies have failed? Can we say they have failed? I mean, think about it. Maybe indeed we're going through a tough time. Maybe indeed we're going through a time that is just difficult in transformational phase. All right, let's read some WhatsApp messages. Dave, I see your message. Thank you very much. Let's see this one. It says, good afternoon, my brother. It is a very cherished news that the wanted body of the wanted leader has been found. Kudos to the Tribus Command, police peace for return to Abuja. Now, I will also plead with the police to also not relent until we have zero crime in the state. This is Kelechi Ibiam from Adam George Kelechi. Thank you very much, Kelechi. This one says the police story can't be true about Baba. It was a constable who was watching as his boys carried him, and they were still watching, and his boys buried him. And the curious guy is either that one. This one says, if really the cops, I saw on Facebook, no matter how many months it took the police to kill him, kudos to them. Is Juju disappointed here? Nothing lasts forever. And that's from Tango, the police had to do. This one says, if it is Baba's body, does it mean that other people will be saved? What about disaster shit? Will they stop their doings? From Google. If indeed it is Baba's body, it's a statement that one individual cannot fight. I mean, that's how I said. The law will always, no matter how long it takes, no matter, I mean, the law is willing to, it will catch up with you. It will ensure that it punishes you. So the associates, if they don't change their ways, they'll also be caught in time. Remember, some of the associates had earlier been caught. One, the second in command was caught in the state, and some other people were caught. Some people found in that video that trended once upon a time were about 2 or 3 of them. There's some already facing their case, their time in courts. So the associates will always be made to face the rule of the law. This one says DNA conducted on Baba's body to be sure truly is the one. I hope it wouldn't be like Shekarao. I don't mind with that one. This one says you are in the same line of thought with me. How can his members be taken away in the war front when they're supposed to be on the run to avoid not being killed? I hope this is what I'm thinking, just to die the case. Only Biko. I'm sorry. But let's see. That's from Gay from the say that these things happen. They tend to want to preserve the dead body of the leader. Okay. This is how the police see Baba falling but could not recover him. How can his followers carry his body in a gun duel that made him fall and they were not affected? This was the same thing that happened to Boboski when he was declared dead by the then governor with the view of taking him out of the state. But when the plan failed, they continued in criminality, and about 2 years after he was killed. from Buchanan. Okay. This one says, yes, I agree with you. I think a thorough investigation, DNA, autopsy, and all the tests that are necessary to prevent this one. I'm going to skip right now. And this one says, this guy is calling me Andrew. Andrew Dusty Morning Crossfire. I'm Canada. So I want to start by commending the Nigerian police and the PRO of Igbo youths. Did I mention this? Okay, you said, Senior Ekakita Hector Chinem, for your timeless efforts in bringing down the cooldown to the kingdom. Ekakita Hector can give false information about the death of Chubaba. I 100% believe him. God guys are protecting with the efforts of the security agencies to get the second in command who's from Ugo community, Easter Okuruba, aka Akwa1. Alright, promise from out. Thank you very much. Let's see, do I have more messages? This one says, you're very freezing life when you hear the happening in Niger and Borno State. The hardship in the land is getting serious day by day. Every sector of the economy is inflated like a balloon. ADB, when the northerners complain of feeding, then how? You know that Nigeria is in a mess. In fact, Nigeria is, okay, back enough from Modi, I can't take you nonetheless. Someone is asking, please, is Nigeria practicing democracy because of the action of Mr. President on Yenu Chia Stephen? Well, let's go back now to the phones and get some thoughts of yours as we talk for development. About, what now, 10 minutes? Remember, there is a commercial, so we'll just keep talking. Alright, 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. Yeah, those are the numbers to call in. Drop your name, drop your location, and I will take your contribution. This one says, why will he back? You should finish what he started. Maybe he feels he can still turn Nigeria around, like he said. We should take baby steps. Maybe soon, we will walk like adults. Alright, this one, Good luck says, which economic policies is Mr. Tinubu talking about? When according to reports, a former APC campaign director, Mrs. Najatu Mohammed, Mr. Tinubu told her that he said he does not have any economic blueprint before 2020. Those are yeses. Does she have any proof to that effect? But Asawari calling from Port Harcourt. Asawari, welcome.
Yes,
I'm here. I can hear you.
I just want to have a few clarifications on this report.
I hope I can help you because I also need clarifications myself. But go ahead.
That's combat between the police and the Tubas.
Yes, that's what they told us on Monday. That's what they told us.
I'm asking, you don't know Tubas died?
Maybe.
What about the side of the police?
I don't think they mentioned any casualties as that Monday when I read that report.
Were they able to recover any items from the Tubas camp?
Yes, they did.
Were they able to destroy the camp?
Yes, they did.
No, very short that it was actually Tubas body.
Now, Asawari, listen now. They did destroy the camp. They did recover items. I can't recall all of them, but there were weapons, one AK-47, all of those things. So they did recover some items from that camp and destroyed the camp. So yes, they did that on Monday.
Okay. With this clarification, I am tempted to believe that it is the body of
all right then. All right. Thank you very much, Asawari. I came from Rukoku. Welcome. Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to check my time. Good afternoon to you.
I think I actually disagree with the police on this.
You can't totally disagree with them. Do you have facts to that effect?
I disagree with them.
Okay.
Let me tell you. If the one thing with Nigeria and this was, they are almost in a hurry to come and give us information. If it is that information, if it is correct or wrong. Because we don't inform the public to say this, that, and that. You see, they are talking about a notorious criminal here.
Okay. All right.
So I think they should think what we do. So they made a statement. They deposit and they got you. What of you they that look like the kind of person is wearing? So the British of never done that. But I never do tomorrow. They have another guy. What's his name? Come out to say I'm still alive. They need to start on it. So they have to carry out due diligence. They have to investigate. So I think I'm not about agreement with them. I'm talking about that. My brother, I think the last level. Somebody asking to go to the right story. What would have this very politics? What is it is fighting?
All right. Thank you very much. I've got to go. Right now. Frank from D-Line. Frank, greetings to you. Welcome on the show. What's on your mind, please?
Good afternoon.
I'm still struggling with my concepts. Good afternoon. Economic
I'm not agree with the balance of Mr. President. Because this is economic team, this is economic, they are there, and what they have said, what we about is massive or massive. I thought about the ability to Nigeria try and try another whether those people can be.
It's not Frank.
They have a problem. What is 25 is nice, I don't know.
Okay.
But I have to tell him this afternoon that if he was like this, I don't think he will be there.
Okay.
So return the people. I don't want him to return them.
All right. Thank you very much, Frank. We didn't necessarily talk about his team. You only said he's not reversing his political purposes. And if I should quote him as he said it, and if I should go back to the newspaper and quote as he said it, he said, where is it now? Let me just get there. I'm looking for it. I had it just here now, not so long ago. Oh my. We are right in the middle of a challenging stage of our reforms. We have headwinds, doubt, but we are not going back, he said. So we're not going back. So any of you who think that we're going back, it's a lie. So we're going to go headstrong. We can face the storm, and eventually we'll get to the calm, right? We get to the calm. Edward from Warfare, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, President Tinubu said he would not reverse the economic policies, right?
Yeah, going back.
Well, if he said he will reverse the economic policies, let's go to the start. Nigerians will teach him methodical lessons from 2027.
But what if he's on the right path? Have you thought about it from an angle? I'm just asking. I'm not saying
he's not on the right path. He's not on the right path and he cannot be on the right path.
Okay.
What kind of party is that Nigerians are so for everybody?
Okay.
Is he in charge?
Of course, he's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What do you mean by he's in charge?
Yes, he may be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but for me, I think the man is not in charge.
No. Let's not have all of those yeses on. Do this conversation, backroom conversation.
This is not about yeses. I'm not in Nigeria.
You are in Nigeria, not in the Aso Villa. That's why it's yesa. Until you're able to give me pictorial or video evidence or kind of evidence that it's yesa. You cannot say it's not in charge. There is no evidence. No evidence to that. Okay, that's what you think. But then nonetheless, Edward, I've got to go. It's almost the business news. Maybe I read 1 or 2 more messages and I call it the quiz for the segment, of course. This is the Deep Stories, the open season session. So just stay tuned. This is I totally agree with that professor. I think that it is high time and a matter of urgency that it should no shame to reverse some policies costing over 140 million Nigerians, excruciating hardship like subsidy removal, floating of naira, and any other sector where subsidy may have been removed. Few things will automatically return as it were. Let me ask. I think after 1 or 2 months in this administration, they quickly told us that some billions of naira have been saved monthly from subsidy removal. After that news, I don't think they gave us any other updates on how much has been saved monthly. Now we are in the 9th month of the administration. Then how much has been saved now, and where has the money been channeled into? Ordinary Nigerians have a clue of that. Interesting way to look at things. This one says hard facts at Mr. Batu. I knew right from the beginning that this is how the tales by the moonlight by the River State Police Command, and I refuse to believe that the purported decomposed corpse of that is too bad. The brutal killing of Bakwan Washing has been immersed in Rivers politics. Firstly, the Rivers Southern Show planned to go after the well-known leaders, the particular called gang responsible for the Barbaric Act. Secondly, 7 make mention names of those who accused of masterminding the act. And he said, as we speak, those mentioned, if not in question. Thirdly, there was a summer assault that the embattled foreign chief of staff of the governor previously was accused of the same crime. It's a shame that the police allowed themselves to be robbed in the murky waters of Rivers politics by sacrificing one. That's a big allegation. So we're going to stop there. There's stuff on the breaks there. But Benet, LJ, thank you for your message. There are a lot of other messages I was not able to read. But I think it's time for me to step on the brakes and allow Constant Mega bring you the business news. Let's get the updates from the world of business. Let's see if there's been any improvement in our economy. When I come back, I will be talking with a professor of public health here, and I will talk about something that is happening in Niger State. Please stay tuned.
Your number one talk station. Welcome to the show.